what do you think your life would look like today if you did not live for Christ or choose Christ?
So I think it would be a couple of things. I mean, I think I would be searching for meaning. So I mentioned if the example earlier, if you're dropped off on an island, like what would you do? Just left to your own devices. And I think that's what a lot of people are struggling with now. And so they don't have anything, they don't have a God, well, they don't have anything to call God. And they want like the subjective truth where they can just be what they want, do what they want, say what they want. But it's like, there's no structure in that, and you need structure. And so they're turning to, crazy ideas and sex is a God or love is my God, to where they're going so hard for like these different ideas.
Or money.
Right.
All the things. So
they're going so hard. Yeah. Money, or just, just lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes. I forget what the other one is, but they're turning to all these different things because they don't have the structure of God to aim at. Right. And so we're not left to our own devices because we have the structure of God, and we're playing within the principles that he set. He gives us basically the boundaries because he's boundless. And then as we press against God, he can enlarge the territory. That's why that verse is there, because it's like, enlarge my territory. But it's like, well, you have to press into God. You have to keep sacrificing. And like, once you push the limits of where you can go with God, he gives you a little bit more, and it gives you a little bit more. And that's not monetary or necessarily physical. I mean, it can be in a sense, but that's going deeper in your mindset, deeper in understanding who you are and understanding whose you are. Just enlarging and that's what it means, because it's akin to lifting weights, right? It's like, okay, I want to get stronger, right? And say strength is, in this scenario would be God, essentially. It's like, to get stronger, to get strength, you have to push the limits of where you were. And so can't just sit there and lift weights that you can already lift. You have to lift kind of the heaviest weights that you've been lifting. And then you got to attempt to lift something that you've never lifted before. And you got to max out. And then once you've done that, then you can start working on another goal that's even higher. And that's, as Christians, that's what we have to do. It's like, we get close to God. We're in our word, right? We push the limits of what we can. We max out. Sometimes we fail, because sometimes when you're lifting weights and you go for a max, right, you don't get it.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Sometimes we fall down. But like I said before, you're measured by how you respond to failure, you're measured by your response to failure. And so how you respond really tells you the character of who you are. So
yeah, and I think it's so important that to have that foundation with Christ before everything else falls into place.
Right.
Just because, I don't know, like for me personally, I was lost, as we talked about, just like trying to figure it out myself. But then once I put Christ as that centerfold and as the foundation, it was just like everything
just fell into place. Right.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, ooh, wow.
Right, because it's the structure, but it's not just having a structure. It's like, okay, I got that I need structure. Okay. Now you have to go about exploring, well, what is the best structure that I could be in? What is the highest structure? And that's why I always talk about value. Like, what is that? That's what I should be seeking. Because if you're seeking something that's less than the highest value, then it's basically back to life is archery practice, right? You're sinning. It's like, some people may not even know they're sinning. They may be just shooting darts, and they may be scoring or shooting arrows, and they may be scoring high on the dartboard, but they're not hitting that bullseye. And that's what you got to wake up every day and attempt to do, to attempt to hit that bullseye, to press forward, to be the best person that you can be. And the best person that we can be is rooted in aiming for Christ.